Hey, welcome aboard, guys. Walmart, East Whitestone. Okay, you are recording. Navigation has been set. Garage door is closing. All right. So you'll notice that we don't have the autopilot wheel here, or you may not notice it, but anyway, there's no autopilot wheel, meaning that FSD is not prepared to take on the task of driving. Oh, I didn't put in all right, as we pull forward, there's the autopilot wheel. Pull the stock down, FSD is engaged. Okay, so it won't back out of your garage or driveway. FSD 12.6.4. Okay, that's part of the discussion point with that one. But right now, FSD is driving.
In 500 feet, turn right onto American
Temperature
Drive.
62 degrees outside, Fahrenheit. HVAC set to 70. The car's been sitting outside a little bit, so it's a little bit warm.
Now turn right onto American Drive.
Okay. It is, what time is it? 2:18 on a school day. We might possibly encounter some students. Some school buses, I should say, right?
Now turn right onto Boggy Ford Road.
You think he's a high schooler who got out early? I know some kids got out earlier at the high school. Okay, found the accelerator. Let's get going. Okay, wow. At a stop. This nag's much more prominent. Oops. I was wondering why he was like that. Beep, 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 beep.
Drive northeast on Boggy Ford Road.
Okay, yes, you have to sometimes touch the steering wheel to satisfy his nag. Okay. I'm not sure if we have the right Wells Fargo entry, but it doesn't matter. If he's not going to the drive-thru, we'll take over and stop FSD. Wow, what is this guy doing? He's not even staying in his lane. Whoa! He's all the way to the other side. Maybe you shouldn't have a driver's license. Yes, sir, Bob. Scary looking. And his tire just fell over. What? Wait a minute. He has a spare tire bouncing around in the back of his trailer. This sort of makes the comparison not fair, right? There's no fair, Ray. Yeah. P positive. What? Yes. Okay. So as we're driving along here, so 12.6.4 is a relatively old version of FSD, but because my car has what Tesla calls hardware 3, it can't handle FSD 14. And FSD 14 is basically, there's a version of FSD 14 in the Tesla robotaxis in Austin. It's not exactly the same, I don't think. There must be some differences. But that version of FSD will not work in this car. Now, there's some discussion about an FSD 14 Lite.
1,000 feet, turn left onto Romans Ford Road.
So that would be curious. So you get most of the advantage of FSD, but you don't get the whole shebang. Okay. There's also a discussion line that sort of started with Elon Musk that they may come out with a hardware upgrade, so you get a version of AI4 in your hardware 3 car. And what was said was it's for people who bought FSD. Saturday. Oh, it says Saturday on there. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So there's some hope that there's a future for those of us who have the older versions of hardware. But the reason why I subscribed to FSD in this car is my Model 3, the intent was whenever they finally decide we can do robotaxi fleet, that car goes in at robotaxi. Make money. Make money. Of course, that's my daily driver, but so I wanted to see how much I'm losing by going back to this version of FSD. So at the moment I can tell you I don't get the backing out of a garage, backing out of a parking space. I have to have the autopilot wheel before I can start FSD. The automatic park, at least in the past, has sometimes it's there and sometimes it's not. I don't know. It's just an observation. But if your main goal with FSD is, well, just take over the duties for while we're on the road. Okay, it's pretty reasonable. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect, but it does okay. Right, so if your question's along those lines, that's what I would say about that. It's okay. Of course, if you're used to FSD 14, you're not going to be happy with FSD 12. Okay? Okay, whatever. I think most people who are following FSD on YouTube or following Tesla are more caught up in the whole discussion of SpaceX merging with X or XAI. I don't know. I don't have a dog in that fight, or however that expression goes. There were people going like, oh, maybe Tesla investors, stockholders, maybe they might get a chance to buy part of SpaceX. Well, I don't know. I think it's along the lines of wait and see. All right, so we did automatically get over, and we're going to pass this pickup. Okay, that's good. Where is it? What? It doesn't say standard mode. Okay, when we get to Walmart, remind me and I'll check it. Of course, if we're stopped someplace. Autopilot. Okay, yes. So we have chill, standard, and hurry. I'm running in standard mode. Our speed offset is plus 15? Really? Oh. It does show that we have actually smart summon. Okay, whatever. Peace and harmony. What are you doing? Okay, that was kind of iffy. It was like he wanted to pass the Tundra, but you're running out of space. Or actually, you had no space to do it. You don't have construction guys out here. What's going on? Did they take a day off? No, they got trucks over here, or vehicles over here. I guess the concrete guys are working. Wow, you're getting kind of close to this truck, aren't you? Well, come on, Ray, don't be so negative. What are they doing? Just like picking up dirt? I don't know. Oh, they're changing the angle of that street, aren't they? Okay, human driver right turn signal. I didn't feel like he was going to get over, so I did it for him. There's a pickup in the inside lane behind me, but he's not going like, oh, I can pass you now. So I don't know. Maybe I didn't need to get over. Ash Wednesday is February 2. Oh, that's right. Mardi Gras should be soon. Some places have king cakes out already. What? You know what a king cake is? Oh my goodness. It's a heaven of icing with crystallized sugar. That's what it is. Celebrating Mardi Gras. Okay, so he's doing a decent job of following the speed limits. Not that we've had a lot of variation, but in the past there have been times like, oh man, come on. What? Barber. Yep, we're going to go around this 4Runner, huh? He is going kind of slow. Okay, so there's a Chevy coming up behind me. .58 max, okay. Oops. It's not 58 max, is it? Oh, he is showing standard now. Oh, right. So he'll show this if he gets up on the highway, if I remember it right. Okay, and this does have max speed, so if you feel like he's going too fast, you can dial it down. If you feel like he's going too slow, you can dial it up. What the guys from Tesla said was, but it's a hard thing to program in. So they took it out. It's been a while since I've driven this car in FSD mode, so I've kind of forgotten some things. Now it's electric. Is there some wind around? I feel like there is, but I don't see the trees moving. What? 232.9. Okay, regular unleaded's 232.9 at the QT. Oh, you gonna plan this traffic out better? No, FSD 12 will do a decent job. It's just not as good as 14. Ram's slowing down in front of us. What? What's he doing? Okay, good. Alex, oh, I should have slowed down more. If I'd known I was blocking you, I wouldn't have moved. Okay, he's turned on the turn signal a little too early there. Okay. That works.
Now turn right. Now your destination is on the left.
Alright, manual takeover. Okay, let me interrupt y'all. Alright, let's get going again. Hit the stock, go into drive. Right, this car has both stocks. Back before there was such a thing as a Tesla with no stocks. Okay. Oh, look, autopilot wheels on. Okay, so he's able to drive through the parking lot. He just has to get the autopilot wheel on. He's thinking seriously hard about this. Foot on the accelerator, let's get him going. Working around this Chevy, okay. Hey, he's going too slow. Yeah, I don't think he's going to go that slow. All right, anyway. Actually, I was surprised he pulled up the autopilot wheel just pulling out of the drive-thru. But it does require you to put the car in drive and get moving before he'll throw up the autopilot wheel so you can turn on FSD. Oh. Look, he's laughing at you. He passed you. Of course, he has a red light. We have a green light. As if these guys can figure out what a green light is. I don't know what's a green light. Oh yeah, look at this Toyota, man. Well, if I center my lane, that means I'm driving reasonably. Yeah. But I get it, you're driving a Toyota. Oh wow, this car has a turn signal on. I want to crash into somebody. No, don't do that. Student driver. Interesting. Yeehaw. So you want to buy a Model Y and you want to buy it used, huh? So the first year of Model Y was 2020, if I remember it right. This is a 2022. And I want to say that in 2024, maybe it was, I don't remember for sure, they started putting in hardware, AI4. Now, if you shop around, you can, when this car was built, there was an option to put in a third row. Okay, what does it mean? Well, yeah, it's a pretty tight space, but like if you have a couple of 5-year-olds, they'll fit in there just fine. A couple of, let's say 12-year-olds, depending on how big they are, they'll probably fit. Now, I will say I have gotten in that third row. Let's put it this way. Let's start here. From my perspective, there's no dignified way to get back to that third row. right? Now, I did experiment with, so the second row can move around in that third row setup. So I didn't experiment with that. I just tried it out and saw if I could sit back there, and I can. It's tight, but I can sit in there. Now, I'm just under 6 foot tall, okay? And yeah, I weigh a lot more than I should, but. So, from a, let's call it an emergency situation, it can work. But I wouldn't, if I had 4 teenage sons, let's say they were all 18 years old, right? Let's say 180 pounds. Could they get in there? Yes. But there'd probably be fights over who has to sit in the back on that third row. But what I'm saying is it's possible. So for a while there, Tesla wasn't offering that third row anymore. They took it away. And then China came out with the Model YL. Yeah, Silverado pulled out, although he was going into his lane, but FSD wasn't quite sure. Erring on the side of caution. Anyway, so China created the Model YL, which is only for people who get Shanghai-built cars. So I wrote, I want one of those. And I mean, people are crazy about having a third row in their car, right? That's why Suburbans and Expeditions sell so well, because they need that. I need that extra space. You have like 2 5-year-olds or something like that. But anyway, so when I bought this car, I didn't want to pay the extra money to get that third row. And now, I wish I hadn't bought the third row, because I think it's a reasonable option to have in your car. All right. Oh, okay. Welcome aboard, guys. We're almost to Walmart. Actually, it's right there. Right there. Yeah. In case you didn't get what I was saying. So in the long form, I was talking about having the third row in the Model Y. Now, the new Model Ys, they've added the third row option. I think you have to get dual motor to get it. Right? I don't think in the rear wheel drive you can't get the third row. And I think on the Performance you can't get the third row. So you can only get it if you're getting the dual motor. Anyway, if I remember right, it's like $2,500, which is a fair amount of money, actually. But, I mean, in retrospect, I mean, I avoided it, but in retrospect, I probably would have ordered it if I was doing it today. Okay. Oh, from my wife perspective, the other thing I definitely ordered was the towing package. So with the towing package, you get the hitch, you get the wiring, and then you get the software that detects if you're in trailering mode. It does some limitations. And supposedly, if you got a brake controller, you can control the brakes on a appropriately equipped trailer. Okay, yes. Welcome to FSD 12. I don't know why they like doing this, but that works.
Now your destination is on the right.
All right, are you going to do an auto park? Okay. I don't remember. Is it supposed to park? Okay. Let's press the park button. Trips, trips, trips. 20.5 miles, 38 minutes, 225.1 watt hours per mile. Really? Wow. That's higher than I expected it to be. Although I haven't driven it for a while, so maybe it's just a little rusty or something. I don't mean rusty, but... Okay, anyway. Here we are. We're at Walmart. It even parked itself, although if you paid attention where the lines were, it's not exactly centered in the space. Okay, there you go. Dink, dink. Welcome back, guys. $40 minutes to get home. Okay, foot on the brake, shift into reverse. So, as I'm about to get into the driver's seat, I glanced at the B-pillar and noticed that there's a speck of dirt over the B-pillar camera. Oh yeah, that's right, I'm supposed to make sure it's clean. So I checked all the side cameras. We do have auto park, for what that's worth. Okay, and we have the autopilot wheel, so we can click down once, FSD on. Oh, what's this guy doing? All right. So it may not. Yeah. It may not be fair for me to say it's a pro tip, but so I just went to Walmart. I bought some groceries. Among the things I bought was some apples. So if you have groceries that might scatter around, like if you put them on the floor, let's say you put them on the floor down here in the front seat, they may roll around if you just leave them there. So with Teslas, they have the sub trunk, which is the little storage section that's under the floor for the trunk. So if you put things that might roll around in there, they will stay contained within that small area. So I tend to use that space for all my grocery stuff. Okay, just a concept. And it's big enough, most of the time it'll hold almost everything. Now I also buy popcorn. I can never remember the name of the popcorn. But anyway, so it's in a box like that big. You can put that up on the trunk. If it rolls around, it's all box, so it's not going to make a mess. But almost everything else will fit in that storage space. What's going on here? All right. Anyway, yeah, I was thinking about that. This is a 2022. I think it's it says June on the registration sticker. Okay, so 23, 24, 25. So it's about 3.5 years old. And it has over 50,000 miles, 51. That's actually over 51,000 miles, but okay. Okay, we're just switching back and forth, having a good time, huh? Yeehaw! Look out. Anyway. Okay, welcome back, long format. I guess having his DV plate was more important than having the radio operator plate. I don't know, which one's cheaper? I know DV plates get a discount. Radio operator plates, you can order 2 sets, I think. I don't remember what the exact rules were. What do you think, 64 degrees? Whoa, whoa, whoa. I wouldn't do that, Mr. Soul. So Soul pulled in front of this dump truck, and you hear the dump truck's, his brakes are squealing because he's braking harder. Okay, whatever. Alright, so going back to Model Y versus Model 3. If you ever have the intent of putting a mattress in the back of your car and camping out with camp mode, you might want to consider Model Y. It's just like half an inch, maybe a little bit more than half an inch difference in the length. But the Model 3 just feels a little bit tighter for somebody who's almost 6 foot. I mean, laying down on the mattress. And the Model Y, I mean, plus the Model 3, it's a trunk, right? The Model Y, it's a hatchback. So there's more space above your feet, assuming that you sleep with your head closer to the front of the car. So just one of those things. I remember San Antonio, I guess they got the refreshed Model 3. I think that's what it was. And so I went down there and it was there. And, you know, after a while, everybody kind of left and it was kind of quiet. So I opened the trunk and climbed in. As it turns out, the manager of the site saw me, and he's kind of like, "What's he doing?" Now, he didn't ask me, but he figured it out. And I found out later that they had, well, I know they invited me. They had a camp. They set up a thing about camping from your Tesla Model Y, which was pretty awesome. Now, I don't know that I get to take credit for it, but it was kind of cool that they did that. And the manager didn't say it directly, but he kind of said he saw me trying out lying in the car. Yes, the Model Y is more suited for camp mode. Okay. Of course, that's personal opinion. I don't know. At one time, I had the impression that, or from time to time, I've had the impression that they might let you test drive overnight. But that kind of comes and goes. Sometimes they're like, no, you can't take a car, and sometimes I heard him talking to somebody else. It wasn't for me. Usually for me, it's like 30 minutes. You understand, I got somebody else following up on this. Okay. I don't know. I guess you could ask and see what they could do for you. And for things like trying out putting a mattress in it. Now, it's just a twin-size mattress, right? Don't get me wrong. You're not going to fit a full-size mattress in there. No way. Although some people have specialized air mattresses that fit with the wheel wells. So that's an important thing. Like if you're going to share space with a partner, you might need that little extra space. They do have specialized air mattresses. and somebody makes a little canopy thing that attaches to the back of your Model Y. So you can even have it kind of air conditioned. I'm not sure how much it would push your air conditioning, but it's all those little things that matter, right? And the Model Y has a cigarette lighter outlet in the back. Or at least mine does. I haven't checked that. The standard, I think it's the standard doesn't. Or they don't call it standard anymore, but the lower two trim levels of the Model Y. The premiums, I think, have that second cigarette lighter. G-rate is always, well, I mean, I'm just offering you opinions and suggestions. What's important to you, I don't know. Right? When I went to go test drive, I was like, okay, I'll go see what it is. Right? And I came back from that test drive like, I gotta get one. And you're sitting on the car I ended up buying. Now that was in 2022. That was the height of popularity. So that means this one costs more. Right? You can, compared to what I paid for this car, you can save a lot of money by buying now. And I wouldn't even say this is the first premium car I bought. Now, you could argue with me, I don't know, you may not agree. But for me, the first car I felt like was somewhat premium was my Volkswagen Jetta Sport Wagon with TDI. Because it was the first car I had that had leather or leather-like seats. However you want to refer to the fake leather stuff. Okay. Well, of course, you can't expect a Dodge to stop for red light. Whatever. Sorry, that always gets me, right? The one person, I don't know how serious they were when they said it, but said, "You mean people run stoplights?" Yeah. That was actually two cars that ran that stoplight. And the car in front of them was just on the edge of getting the red light. And they passed a car that was stopped. What? You're right. It does mean exactly that. That means my Tesla is far superior to those two cars that went by. No, I didn't. The words came from my mouth, but the testimony came from those two cars that ran that red light. They both said that my Tesla is much better at handling it. Or my Tesla with old FSD. Okay, whatever. Peace and harmony. All right. Now, I touched on it. I didn't really talk about it. You may not see the turn signal stock, but I have a turn signal stock and a shifter stock. And actually, the wiper function is tied into the turn signal stock. There are those people who make a big deal about not having stocks is the reason why they won't buy a car. Right? So in the Model Y, they actually put a turn signal stock back in. Right? For those people, hey! Now, for shifting with the car without a shift stock, there's a little thing here on the side of the display that allows you to shift. But when are you ever going to shift? If you're using FSD, you're not shifting. Right? I mean, you may, to take over, you may want to shift. Even if you're not using FSD, it automatically detects if you can roll forward, it automatically puts you in the drive as soon as you touch the brake. If it detects that you can't drive forward, it puts you into reverse. Automatically. Now there's some parameters you set, something like that. And then if you're doing like a 3-point turn, you turn to, let's say, turn to the left, and then come to a stop. Swing the wheel around, it automatically shifts into reverse because it knows you want to do reverse next. Pretty cool. Welcome back. There's the QT, 232.9. 232.9 is the price of regular unleaded at the QT out here in West New Hope in Cedar Park. There you go. Ding, 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 ding. So anyway, sorry I just took the interruption for the QT price, but I initially thought this is going to be a problem. But once I saw how it worked, I'm like, oh, I can get used to this. And I would tell you, I did get used to it, but I switched to FSD. When 14.2 came out, they now have a counter that compares how many miles you've driven compared to how many of those miles were driven with FSD. Okay. It's a car with XFG plates. So a lot of the robotaxi cars, I guess, have XFG for their plates. Or some number of them. I don't know. So anyway, what else can I tell you? So, like I said, when I test drove that car, I mean, I just got in and, oh, cool. Didn't even ask any questions about what the setup was. I did most of my research online. Once I test drove it, I'm like, okay, I get an idea what this car is. As it turns out, they had the little light to show that somebody's in your blind spot, the test drive car. But when I bought my car, it didn't have that feature in it. But anyway, I mean, there's a lot of information about Teslas online. You can kind of figure it out from all that. And I kind of knew, okay, I need an SUV. Model Y is the SUV. It was that easy. All right, I didn't know anything about FSD at the time. Had no clue. And even if you said, oh, it could self-drive itself, I wouldn't even grasp what you were saying. Okay, it doesn't say robotaxi on the side, so it's not one of those. Now, my challenge has always been if you live in the Central Texas area and you want to try out a car, I mean, I'd be happy to share. And I have a friend who, I met her because I'll take you up on that offer. And her poor dad, I feel sorry for that guy. Right? She test drove it. It was Grandpa, so it was the older Model 3. So she test drove it, and that was enough for her to say, yes, I really want this. So she went to her father, and they worked out a deal, and she ended up buying a Model 3, a used one, but it also has FSD in it. And so she's been following the whole FSD 14 Lite, whatever it is. I'm kind of in the mode of, until it becomes something that's real, don't tell me about it. I don't want to know. I mean, it'd be nice if they figured it all out, but patience. And I have a hard time with patience, so it's kind of hard for me. All right, so if I remember right, I can't just change modes on the fly. Is that right, Chris? So Chris from Dirty Tesla. Oh, maybe I can. Okay, I switch to chill mode. He's not really slowing down. Although we're under 50, so I'm okay with that. Before I left, I had just finished downloading all the video from my camera from yesterday's drive. So I haven't even really gone through that. All right, so of interest from that drive, I followed a school bus for a little while, and they made several stops while they were in front of me. So they're short snippets of video, but at least I have some video about that. My main thing was to capture the student stops. So I was curious. You could see the stop sign out on the side, so that tells you it's a school bus. The image they used looked more like a bright drop van, or who uses the bright drop? Oh shoot, I forgot. Oh, Walmart? Walmart uses the bright drop van, although they've stopped making the bright drop van. Anyway, it looked more like a bright drop van, but it showed the sign out on the side, the stop sign. Oh, I didn't check for the king cake. Oh, man. Okay, whatever. So I need to make a short video about the school bus stops. Okay. So FSD was doing what that other car did to me the other day, where they came up close. Like, what are you doing? Oh, come on. Okay, foot on the accelerator, keep the car moving. So I'm guessing that the flashing yellow caused him a slight issue. What? He has his right turn signal on? Seriously? So you had to cut in front of me for what? to come up to a stop here? Come on, man. Well, to be fair, he had the lead on me to some extent. All right, and it should be obvious to most of you, but if you have it in a Model Y, it may not be so obvious. So the Model Y being an SUV, you do sit up more, right? So if you have, let's call it minor problems with mobility, the Model Y might be more suited to you. And it's not just necessarily mobility, but like maybe you have a hard time scrunching your back or something like that. So the Model 3, being a sedan, is closer to the ground. No doubt about it. So if you have an issue with it, consider Model Y. If you like the higher up, although you're not that much higher in a Model Y, but if you definitely prefer that, go Model Y. Okay? That's the way it is. Oh, speaking of SUVs, if you're thinking a Model X is in your future, you might want to think fast if you want to buy it brand new. I forgot, what did Elon say? Did he say at the end of February? Anyway, they're going to stop making them. And they only make them in Fremont. Okay? So the reason given was they want to open an Optimus factory or manufacturing space over there in Fremont. And so to make room for it, they're going to stop the S and the X.
Now turn left onto Romans.
Okay? If you're not wanting to have to buy a new X, don't worry about it. But for some people, that is the car. Now, it surprises me how many Model X's I see around Central Texas. Anyway, that tractor's still there. What are they doing? Oh, I didn't check for the middle school. Anyway, it's 3:44. So there's a chance we might come across a school bus, depending upon timing. I don't know. Do you think the high school might be active? The school zone, that is. Stay informed. Text MyGov. What? Now, if you're looking at a new car, this won't matter to you, right? But the Model Y, the refresh Model Y, does have a rear screen in it. Giant Turkey approved. This Model Y doesn't have a rear screen in it. Giant Turkey frowned on. Okay, whatever. She loves that back screen. But she can watch YouTube while I'm driving. Well, they have 3 cars there today. No, I don't know what they're up to. Oh, what? Okay, at least that crack's staying stable. Oh, yes, right. Alright, okay, let's see if the high school zone is active. No, it is not. Oh, that's so sad. Okay, whatever. Less stuff to deal with, right? Okay. Well, that bus is there. There's a 348. So that school bus comes up American Drive. And then I guess they go to high school pick up somebody else. But. Yes, I used to I used to wake up to go to work at 5:30 in the morning, or be there at 5:30 in the morning.
Now turn right onto Boggy Ford Road.
I can't even imagine waking up anywhere near that early anymore. No, I used to be a farmer boy. Yes, I used to waking up early. I used to work in let's call it downtown Austin. So I was used to getting there at 6:30 in the morning. Was it 6:30? Maybe 6:20? No, I had a space I normally parked in. And then they were doing some construction, and one of the contractor guys, he really liked my space, and he would be there before me. Yeah, I didn't particularly care for that guy. I mean, it's open parking, so you can do it. Oh, I thought contractors weren't supposed to park there.
In 1,000 feet, go right
Whoa,
onto Boggy
look out
Ford
for that
Road.
Suburban or whatever it is. It's like that guy pulling the trailer earlier, like, oh, I don't know how to be in the lane. Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
Now
Oops.
turn right onto Boggy Ford Road.
Okay. Yes, we're not going to turn on whatever that road was. We're going to stay on Boggy Ford. Okay. At Lindbergh, that's what it is. It's been so long I've forgotten. But I haven't driven in a while in this car. Maybe I didn't look closely at the offset. Maybe it's %. Oh, they're a Peace and Army. Waiting for the school bus. Oh, we're too early? We might be too early. No, I don't know who she is. I just know she looks like a parent waiting for the kid. What is it? Moonshine sweet tea. Mint and honey. Yes, that's one of my favorites. Like a box of Legos? I don't know. Amazon. He left his door open. Man, how desperate do you have to be to drive your Ford in between cars? What?
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto American Drive.
Welcome back. The camera's getting hot. I didn't even plug it in. Whoops.
Now turn left onto American Drive.
What do you think chances are it'll park in the garage?
In 500 feet, turn left onto
I think that's almost non-existent, but
Now turn left onto Santa Rosa Avenue.
you guys want to know, don't you? All right, so the left turn there, it's just because the city, I think it's the city, well, it must be the city, painted the yellow line further up. So it's partially blocking that, getting into that, onto this road. So FSD drives past the yellow line and then makes the weird turn.
In 500 feet, your destination will be on the left.
Although technically we're following the law, right? Okay.
Now your destination is on the left.
And what's the chances you're going to do it right? He will park in the driveway. No? Okay. Let me take over. I'll take care of it. Although, actually, I need to get stuff out of the back, don't I? All right. So, let's go take a look at this. Trips. 20.4 miles, 36 minutes, 188.4 watt-hours per mile. There you go. Once he drove around a little bit, he got more efficient. Total distance, 40.9 miles. We used 8.5 kilowatt hours. Average energy, 207.1. So a little bit less than 5 miles per kilowatt hour, but still pretty good. Okay? FSD wise, I've forgotten what he did. I mean, yes, he had the Lindbergh lane. That's map data that Tesla just has problems with for some reason. Other than that, so when he parked at Walmart, he didn't exactly follow the lines, but to be fair to FSD, the lines were pretty faded. So I'm not sure how much you can blame FSD for that. Other than that, I don't think he had any problems whatsoever. Now, you might disagree, but too bad. It's my video. You go make your own video. No. I mean, if you feel like there was something that was not good, feel free to say so. No problem. But I think it was pretty good. You're right. If I were to put it on the scale, the same scale as I do for the Model 3, what would you come back with? I mean, it's kind of disappointing that we don't, but it parked at Walmart. It didn't even try to park in the garage, but I wasn't expecting this car to park in the garage. That's the reason why, I don't know if you can see it, but I mean, I have rug on part of it, but I had painted the floor black with white boundaries so that, because I figured that would help FSD park in there. Well, it turns out it didn't. And actually it interfered with the Model 3 parking there. That's why the Model 3 is on the other side of the garage now. Okay, so there's that part. Not a big deal. But I'm kind of beating around the bush. I would say it's probably a pretty decent B. Okay? So there you go. Let's call it a B and be happy about it. As opposed to an A- for the Model 3. Okay.